Hi guys, Woody here. I want to bring a guide to a new T16 Witch Doctor build coming out of Season 20. It's very competitive, it's very close to multi-shot demon hunters, monks, etc. And it's really the first time in years that Witch Doctor has had any chance in T16. And on top of that, you can stack lots of movement speed. It's a very fast build. You can probably expect something like 2.5 minutes average clear times in T16 solo. This is done with very low-end gear, very low-end Paragon. So it's only going to get better, than what you will see here in this video. The build is based around the Mundunugu's Regalia set, the new set for Witch Doctor in Season 20, and it buffs Spirit Barrage. There's only really 3 main components to the whole build, which is first of all the set, then the weapon, the Barber, and the offhand, the Gazing Demise. And as for your skills, you need the Spirit Barrage with the Manitou rune, and Big Bad Voodoo with Rain Dance, because that buffs your mana regen by a ton, which in turn buffs your damage through the 6 bonus of the set. And on top of that, you don't really need anything, so there's a lot of freedom to choose, but I simply decided to stack all the movement speed you can get to make it really, really fast. But of course, there's tons of options that you can explore with the Kanai's Cube, with equipping different items, different skills, and if you feel like you want more defense, you want more damage, you can always swap some stuff around. This is just like the setup that I would run, that I would recommend, and of course there's some freedom here. The gameplay is also fairly simple, so all you have to do is at the start of the Rift, put down 3 Phantasms which buff your Manitou, then rush into the first pack with Spirit Walk, get your Soul Harvest stacks up, Horrify, Big Bad Voodoo, and there you go. And you just have to be a little careful because you're extremely squishy. So this is why I include Spirit Vessel, but once you kill the first pack and you got the gold wrap stacks, then you're good to go to just rush around anywhere and you're never gonna die. So only at the start you gotta be careful, and after that it's fine. Other than that, you can throw your Spider Queen here and there to give you the Vision Quest buff. It's a 4-second buff to your mana regen, which basically buffs your damage by straight up 40%, because everything is based around mana regen in this build. And then you just rush around, press your Horrify whenever you run into a pack. In fact, when you deal too much damage, your Manitou might kill stuff before you reach them with Horrify. So you have to be a little bit careful about when you press Horrify, and you shouldn't just macro it. You really want to rush into the pack, press Horrify to get a movement speed buff, and then have the Manitou kill everything around you. Yeah. But if you're a little bit weaker, like I was in this video here, then you can spam your Phantasms a bit on elites, but it's usually not really necessary. This is really done with like the weakest of the weakest character, pretty much. And yeah, later on, you probably can AFK a lot more during the runs, basically. Aside from that, you have to be a little bit careful when you change levels, because your Big Bad Voodoo doesn't follow you, and Big Bad Voodoo is a really big buff. Yeah, I would reckon it's something like ×3 damage multiplier through the mana regen you gain, and you really want to have it. It doesn't really cripple you entirely when you don't have Big Bad Voodoo, especially like later on when you're a little bit better geared, but it's still really good to have, so keep that a little bit in mind. Other than that, the build is fairly straightforward. You can just rush around, wait for the Manitou to finish off stuff, and you're good to go. It's very satisfying to play. It looks awesome visually. The Manitou is just incredibly cool, I think. And I'm really glad that Witch Doctor finally got a nice T16 build that is actually competitive. So as for the gearing choices, I mentioned it already, you need a full set, you need the weapon and the offhand. And aside from that, you don't really care too much about anything. So there's a lot of freedom where you can change different items. And the setup I chose is Everise Band as one of the rings. We include kind of Boon to Hoarder. You have a very nice synergy for extra speed and all the gold and globe pickup radius. We have Wretch's Ring of Larceny for the extra speed again, which is very easy to proc with Horrify, so you basically have the speed buff permanently. It's really great. I have Squirt's Necklace with a Molten Wildebeest, and you can choose other amulets here. It's not really required, it's just like 100% damage buff, and like a generic DPS gem with another amulet that's going to be slightly worse, but not really that much. So this is up to you. Nemesis Bracers, of course, for the extra elites. I have Gold Wrap for the survivability. And I also chose Gloves of Worship. The thing about Gloves of Worship is the Empowered Shrines actually double your DPS because of the increased mana regen. So this is really great to have. And with Shrine effects lasting 10 minutes, it's quite likely that you can almost chain your shrines infinitely when you have like longer speed farming sessions. So this is great. And aside from that, you have fleeting shrines, which also increase your movement speed and your pickup radius. So that's also really nice to have. But it doesn't really matter too much, or if you do shorter sessions, you can definitely choose something else here. In the cube, I have the Ingeum. I really recommend this weapon. There are some other options like Echoing Fury, for example, for increased movement speed and cast speed. The thing is that the DPS doesn't actually increase very much for your Manitous. It doesn't benefit from attack speed. So all you really get is a little bit of faster casting and a little bit of movement speed of Echoing Fury. It's not that great. You can also take something like a Furnace when you feel too weak, but that's really up to you. I have Harrington Waistguard as the belt. I really like this belt. I also always use it on Demon Hunters, and the same here. So because it's basically doubling your DPS almost for free, almost all the time. So this is great, and you can click chests, you can click corpses, and, you know, all these like weapon racks, everything works, and this is definitely a really solid choice here if you care about clicking these objects. And the last thing is the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which only really gives us the Gloves of Worship here. So, you know, when you play Season, you can also just cube like 2 armor slots, you can cube 2 weapons. It doesn't really matter too much here. So the Gloves of Worship is just like a little bonus, but yeah, you could also take something like Sacred Harvester, Furnace, as I said. There's a couple options here, definitely. And for your stats, you want to stack a little bit of cooldown, but it's not really required because you have Ingeum with very short cooldowns. So your Horrify is 10, Soul Harvest is 12, Spirit Walk is 10. So basically with Ingeum, everything's going to be instant. So, you know, you can take it as a little bit of extra because there's simply nothing else to roll on the shoulders. But yeah, that's about it. And aside from that, you can stack like damage, for example, on your rings. Resource cost is absolutely useless. So you can take physical damage here. On the offhand, you can take mana regen, crit, spirit barrage, maybe cooldown or elite damage. And the same on a weapon. And aside from that, you want to stack cold damage on Amulet and Bracers if possible. Then crit and spirit barrage rolls wherever you can. And this is about it. You don't really care too much about defense because you have gold wrap. So that's it for this guide. Hope you liked it. Hope I answered all your questions. If not, feel free to ask me anything. I'm gonna try to reply to everything. And I can certainly say I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing this build in T16 next season. I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be maining a Witch Doctor. There's no Demon Hunter for me this time around because simply not much changed. For the creative setups, I'm gonna cover them in a different video because there's a lot more detail that you really have to take care about, and that deserves its own guide. Yeah, hope you liked it. If you enjoyed the build, then feel free to upload it on Diablofans or Visibility, and I'll see you guys next time.